Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video and continuing our run through Conquest Calamity. The first one, really not that hard. If you have a decent team, you could type neutral nuke it. But today we're going to go into the Advent of Radiance versus Hinata. So, this Hinata has 9.5 million HP, which is quite a bit more than the 2 million that the Orc had. Not a lot of attack, fairly high defense, also has stun resistance, weak to physical attacks, has a lot of crit resistance, and nerfs green. So blue orbs and orange orbs are going to be what you're really looking for to use here. Defense, guard, super guard, light attack, and then 20% earth resistance, or all resistances, sorry. That does start stacking up the deeper you go into the fight. And then she does heal herself as well. So she has a lot of HP. A lot, and you don't want to crit. But we do have a number of dark units that can get the job done. Alright, we're going to start off with the Commander team, with Diablo being a fairly strong single-target Dark Nuker. This is not a green orb-focused team, so it's going to work perfectly, and he can definitely do 9 million damage with this team. So, Renard, alt resistance down stacks, weakness strike stacks. We're going to bring New Year's Blessing Rimuru, because technically he's on Commander, and he's got the Rainbow Orbs, which can kind of get us out of a bad orb pinch if we really need him to. Then Shizu, Glenda, Hinata, all going to be able to support Diablo, who has his own buffs and the ability to rush his own alt. So this should work fairly well. So we're just gonna jump in. Maybe I should have changed his support to like Hinata or Gabwa. That way we could have continuous protection gauge. But I think we're gonna be fine. All right, Shizu, nice entrance. What does the starting hand look like? They are not set, so we are just at the mercy. Well, sure, okay. Let's do this. Let's bring Hinata in so we get maximum protection gauge, and we'll just send these green orbs since they're going to be nerfed next turn anyways. And we should have enough to get one stack of Renard here with the protection gauges that we're going to get. That's... I mean, we should have enough points for that. We only have one Diablo orb, though. Do we have enough points for that? Oh, God, we don't. Oh, yeah. Okay, so... Of course. Let's just send these oranges, then. It is what it is. 1, 2... Okay, that's better. We can use Hinata's orb change now, and not have to worry about it. What a... Making both orb changes on this team cost 30 points. I get it, because they're doing... not traditional double orb changing, but at the same time, come on. Alright, so orb change, let's do the alt rush and let's just start getting him up since we're just never going to get orbs from him apparently. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the guard and super guard kicking in, and then they'll also have the element resistance pop in. There we go. So now we're going to do even less damage, and okay, well... I mean, if she really hates somebody, she can knock him down quite a bit. Alright, there's the Diablo orbs. That's what I'm talking about. So, convert, take care of the greens, take care of the oranges. Boom, we get another stack of Renard. And now we're going to be looking pretty good. We have Glenda in the back who can alt swap for us, because we're going to have a Diablo alt next turn. Probably look at swapping out Shizu so she doesn't take any more unnecessary damage. But yeah, that resistance and the guard really makes it so we're not really damaging her except for what we're gonna get from the alts. So yeah, let's get Shizu out of here. So 1 stack, 2 stacks. Hinata, also a single target alt. That can be useful. Oh, you know what we can do, actually? What we can do is we'll take Shizu out. Excellent. We will alt swap. Cool. And then we'll bring in Rimuru for Glenda, and then Rainbow convert those orbs. Boom. He's not skill fused, so we can only use it once, and this is the one time. And then we can use Hinata and then we can use the alt rush, and that'll give us the full hand of blues plus the rainbows. The Rimuru ult, not exactly what I'm shooting for, but we happen to have it, and that gets us the Diablo ult as well. So we're looking good. We're going to nuke on turn 8, so now we just have 2 more turns to go about our business. So what does the converts look like? Okay, we can work with that. So I think what we'll do is we'll take Rimuru out of here. And we have points, so I mean, he could be a backup DPS, so we'll just use his buff now. That way he has access to it, at least, because we're going to make those points back anyways. So we'll do orange convert, boom. We'll bring Glenda back in, and then alt swap, orb change, boom, boom. We don't need to use the Lord's Ambition alt rush skill anymore, so that saves us a couple points there. And yeah, now we're just working on getting, I guess, a Hinata ult for fun. So in case your team is fairly weak and you need 3 alts because you maybe don't have these support characters or something, you're going to have to play around. That's an awful hand, but we can work with it still. Alright, her defense and guard is leaving. There's a heal, though, so we haven't actually done any real damage to her yet. So let's do another alt swap, and then we'll bring Shizu in, and that'll be pretty much the end of the fight, because next turn we're going to nuke. So boom, 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 perfect. Double stack of Renard. How much damage is Diablo going to do? Actually, is Diablo going to do 9 million damage? I guess that's a better question. He is not EX Unbound because I don't have him at level 120, but he is still a single target Dark Nuker who's getting extra damage, and who's been constantly getting supported throughout this entire fight. I have faith. I have faith that he's going to kill. Whether or not that faith is misplaced because of extra element resistance, we'll find out. So let's do the physical buff and the EX ult damage, which is only going to apply to Diablo because he's the only one with an EX ult. We'll bring Glenda in to give us the synergy rate and the physical down. Boom. And then we'll bring Rimuru in just for funsy onesies because we have access to it. And then we'll use the buff here, and that's all actually we have to use. We have quite a few points left over. We could have converted with Shizu into blues. We don't really need to. We still get a full hand. Let's do 1, 2, 3. Actually, no. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I want to see what a normal Diablo orb does for fun. Almost 200k. Oh, Okay. Maybe we do need a couple ults here. We'll see. Hinata is only getting some of the buffs, not everything. Not the EX ult damage, but she's still getting normal ult, still synergy. Doesn't have synergy power, because that's a Diablo thing. 1.4 million. Rimuru does have an attack buff, does not have synergy at all, because we didn't give him synergy rate from Glenda. He also does not have EX ult damage. Does have normal. Has not gotten a lot of stacks, though, from Renard. So what do you do? 434. Awful. Alright, Diablo. Time to put the pedal to the metal and take out what's left over, like 7 million HP or something like that. Somewhere around there. Despair time. What do you got? What do you got for me? I'm gonna be actually really sad if you don't kill. Okay, thank God. You had 7.6. Just barely. Just barely enough damage. So, I mean, instead of Rimuru, you could bring just a different support character. I mean, you could bring an element buffer for Diablo. You can bring alt resistance down. You could bring... No, we're already getting physical attack. What else can you bring? You can bring a Pierce buff. You just can't crit this stage, I think. So yeah, you could bring, like, the Light Hero or something. Who knows? Alright, let's do another team. Alright, so we're going to go in with a very recent team, and by recent, I mean this month. Warrior's Mind 2.0. Shuna gives us extra damage against light enemies. We're going to bring Gabwa and Benimaru, no Lumi, assuming you don't have Lumi. Fern, Space Velzard for the Frostbite, and then we're actually going to bring the free-to-play Xion, just because we can. And because between these two single targets and what the rest of this team is doing, I don't think we're going to need another support character to actually kill. Because we know that we can do 9 million damage with this team. It should not be that difficult. And adding any more supports would just be massive overkill. And of course, if you do have Lumi, then it becomes just a literal joke. So, I mean, we could send these Gobwa orbs, or what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to bring Benimaru in, and we're going to use his convert so we can get some 4 blues. That way it guarantees us protection gauge plus the traits that will kick in on turn 2. And that'll give us off to a nice start. So we'll have 60 points to pull from, and we can start applying some things. Okay, no Benimaru orbs is kind of unfortunate. 4 Gobwa orbs, though, will work. So Fern is turn 3 protection gauge. Are we going to need that here? Or do I want the skill points from Shion? I guess we could take out Benimaru, because he's literally not doing anything here. Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, so you, skill point gain, let's put some debuffs on just to get their stacks started. We'll have to be strategic on when we apply it the second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Almost an EX alt, but because we brought Shion, she can swap alt orbs for dark characters, which Gobwa is. So it means there's not going to be a break in what we need to do. A couple Shion orbs, that's good. So we can bring Benimaru back in. 167 points, excellent. That'll get us the EX alt right there. Unfortunately, the orange buff is only 1 turn. So I don't know how often we actually are going to use that. In for Shion. Let's bring Velzard in for Fern. And then we'll use the Frostbite now. That way it's going to last. And we'll use Shuna again. Change that. Boom. We'll apply the next round of debuffs with Gobwa next turn. Alright, capped out on points. Another Shion good. 67, 100k right there. Pretty good damage for having... Actually, she doesn't have anything yet. Now she's got the resistance. Cool. Okay. Actually, that does not get us a Benimaru alt. Okay. Well, you win some, you lose some. Let's do the next round of debuffs here, and then we'll nuke on turn 5, because we'll have fully capped out the Gobwa buff. Frostbite will still be active. This will get at least Benimaru's normal ult, so he could be a backup DPS character in case your Gobwa does not kill. I don't think we're actually going to have a problem with that, but in case you do have a problem with it, you will have another single target dark DPS character who will have all of the buffs. Okay, we got a couple a lot of Fern orbs actually. So let's do the alt up and EX alt up and alt down. Benimaru's not going to get half of that, but it's fine. And then we will do. We have 90 points, right? Yeah, we have just enough. So Velzard, you get out of here? No, Fern, get out of here. Fern, get out of here. There we go. Okay. So let's do the Benimaru buff. That's going to be 50% physical attack. The alt resistance down counts as a stack, but we're already capped out. So Gobwa has 120% pierce resistance down. And then we'll go ahead and do this full orb change anyways. And then we'll see how much alt damage Benimaru does, and then we'll finish it up with Gobwa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 300k, 200. Wait, what? How much are you doing? 1 million. Oh, wow. Alright, 486 from Velzard. Alright, fine. Benimaru. Sure, we'll watch it. We'll watch it. Gobwa's orb does 1 million damage at 200%. Damn. I must have sent them out of order or something. Or maybe we didn't have a Gobwa orb there. 3.9 million. Alright, and then Gobwa, because she's got an EX alt, and she's within her unbound status, she's going to do much, much, much more, because she has access to the Fern buff as well. So she's going to do probably like 14 or something. Oh, or I undersold her. 21 million. There we go. Now, obviously, this is a team that most people probably didn't summon for because they're waiting for the April 24th. But, as we showed earlier, you could still get the job done. So, there are 2 teams that you can use to clear out the Calamity Conquest Hinata. Obviously, it is not the only teams that can do it, so if you cleared it with a different team, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll try them out. But that's it for me. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.